الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعه بالإحسان إلى يوم الدين. إخوتي الأفاضل السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us the opportunity and guidance to be where we are today. Had it not been the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we would have been Muslims. So we thank Him and praise Him and testify that there is none worthy of worship and praise except Allah, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the final and seal of all prophets and messengers. Allah sent him to guide mankind from the darkness of disobedience towards the nur of Iman. May He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make us be amongst the guided ones. Kareem. My dear brothers and sisters in the deen, welcome to the North Brixton Islamic Cultural Center once again for another episode of our weekly sessions, and specifically for the Hujjaj who will be leaving the North Brixton Islamic Cultural Center here in London to Mecca this year. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the journey be a safe one, and in return all of us, our sins are forgiven. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. My dear brothers and sisters in the deen, we're going to look at Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22, verse 25. As usual, I will recite the verses and then explain to you the nutshell meaning of these verses, and thereafter I'll pass the mic to my humble able Sheikh Dr. FAISAL BOADI. And before that, we have our head of mission of BOADI, who will update us for anything that we need to know, if there is anything new, inshallah. And then thereafter I'll pass the mic to the humble Sheikh to tell us lessons learned. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين كفروا ويصدون عن سبيل الله والمسجد الحرام الذي جعلناه للناس سواء العاكف فيه والباد ومن يرد فيه بإلحاد بظلم نذقه من عذاب أليم. وإذ بوأنا لإبراهيم مكان البيت ألا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكر اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس الفقير ثم ليقضوا تفثهم وليوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق. ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه. وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور حنفاء لله غير مشركين به ومن يشرك بالله فكأنما خر من السماء فتخطفه الطير أو تهوي به الريح في مكان سحيق. ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. لكم فيها منافع إلى أجل مسمى ثم محلها إلى البيت العتيق. ولكل أمة جعلنا منسكا ليذكروا اسم الله على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فإلهكم إله واحد فله أسلموا وبشر المخبتين الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم والصابرين على ما أصابهم والمقيم الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والبدن جعلناها لكم من شعائر الله لكم فيها خير فاذكروا اسم الله عليها صواف فإذا وجبت جنوبها فكلوا منها وأطعموا القانع والمعتر كذلك سخرناها لكم لعلكم تشكرون لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا إن الله لا يحب كل خوان كفور. Allah says إن الذين كفروا, and for those who have rejected the faith, they deny, disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَيَصُدُّونَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and they hinder, they scare people, or they keep them away from the path, وَالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ, and also as well prevent them from the sacred mosque, الَّذِي جَعَلْنَاهُ لِلنَّاسِ سَوَاءً الْعَاكِفُ فِيهِ وَالْبَادِ, the mosque which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made open to all men equal, those who dwell there and the visitors as well from the villages or different countries or places. وَمَنْ يُرِدْ فِيهِ بِإِلْحَادٍ بِظُلْمٍ نُذِقُهُ مِنْ عَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Allah said anyone whose purpose is to cause wrongful acts and also as well do indecent behavior at that territory, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cast that person, upon that person, a grievous chastisement or punishment. وَإِذْ بَوَّأْنَا لِإِبْرَاهِيمَ مَكَانَ الْبَيْتِ, Allah said, and behold, when we pointed the sight to Ibrahim alayhi salam, of the sacred house, Allah said to him, أَلَّا تُشْرِكْ بِي شَيْئًا, do not associate me in worship with anyone. وَطَهِّرْ بَيْتِيَ لِلطَّائِفِينَ وَالْقَائِمِينَ وَرُكَّعِ السُّجُودِ, and also as well sanctify, in other words clean, the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those who come and go round, compass around that house, the Al-Kaaba, and for those who stand up in worship there, and for those who bow down and prostrate themselves. وَأَذِّنْ فِي النَّاسِ, and announce to mankind, proclaim to everyone, بِالْحَجِّ, for them to perform Hajj. يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ. Allah said, and announce, proclaim to mankind, for them to come and perform pilgrimage. And thereafter, you will see amongst men and everyone come to visit this house. Some they come on foot from the mountain, from different places. Some they come as well with camels, etc., just to perform the Hajj. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لِيَشْهَدُوا مَنَافِعَ لَهُمْ, they come to witness that which benefits them, which have been provided to them by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَذْكُرِ اسْمَ اللَّهِ, and for them to remember the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to celebrate the names of Allah, calling Allah, glorifying Him, فِي أَيَّامٍ مَعْلُومَاتٍ, within the appointed days. عَلَى مَا رَزَقَهُمْ مِنْ بَهِيمَةِ الْأَنْعَامِ, they glorifying Allah, praising Allah for that which Allah has provided them amongst the cattle Allah has given them. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues saying, فَكُلُوا مِنْهَا, eat from it, وَأَدْعِمُوا الْبَائِسَ الْفَقِيرِ, and also feed the distressed ones, those who are in need, the poor. ثُمَّ لِيَقْضُوا تَفَثَهُمْ, then let them complete their rights prescribed for them. وَلِيُوفُوا نُذُورَهُمْ, and they must fulfill their vows. وَلِيَطَّوَّفُوا بِالْبَيْتِ الْعَتِيقِ, and let them go and go round, compass the ancient house. In other words, the Al-Kaaba, the sacred mosque of Kaaba actually. ذَلِكَ وَمَنْ يُعَذِّمْ حُرُمَاتِ اللَّهِ, such is the pilgrimage. Whoever honors the sacred rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَهُ, it is good for them. عِنْدَ رَبِّي, for his Lord or her Lord. وَأُحِلَّتْ لَكُمُ الْأَنْعَامِ إِلَّا مَا يُتْلَى عَلَيْكُمْ, permissible for you, or lawful to you, for you to eat as a pilgrim, to eat the animals, anything that is slaughtered except that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make halal for you. But whatever meat is provided for you, eat it, as long as it is not haram. فَاجْتَنِبُوا الرِّجْسَ مِنَ الْأَوْثَانِ, and be mindful, also abstain from all idols, abomination of idols. Do not worship idols. Do not go and put in there saying this will help me. Don't take your handkerchief, rubbing it in the Kaaba, put it in your pocket saying this will give me good luck. Don't do that. And abstain as well, وَاجْتَنِبُوا قَوْلَ الزُّورِ, and abstain from all false and ill statements. حُنَفَاءَ لِلَّهِ, you go in there to purify yourself and be sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Only Allah you're going to render your worship to. غَيْرَ مُشْرِكِينَ بِهِ, you must not associate Allah with a partner. وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ, Allah said anyone who commits shirk here, and you go to the Al-Kaaba, you commit shirk, may Allah save us from that. Allah said فَكَأَنَّمَا خَرَّ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ فَتَخْطَفُهُ الطَّيْرُ أَوْ تَهْوِي بِهِ الرِّيحُ فِي مَكَانٍ سَحِيقٍ. And the person who commits shirk, it is as if the one who fall from the sky, subhanallah, the person that had fallen from the heavens above the sky, and he will be snatched by the birds. He will be snatched by the birds, and or the wind will come and swoop him, like a bird on its prey. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it will throw that person into a far distance place. In other words, that person is worthless. And the Sheikh will explain it to you in details, inshallah. ذَلِكَ وَمَنْ يُعَذِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Indeed, anyone who honors the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, such is an indication of taqwa Allah, piety, God consciousness. Then Allah said, لَكُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى, you will have their benefits to an appointed time. ثُمَّ مَحِلُّهَا إِلَى الْبَيْتِ الْعَتِيقِ, and then the sacred house, the Al-Kaaba, will be the end of the place of ritual. You're going to end your rights that you did. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues saying, وَلِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ جَعَلْنَا مَنْسَكًا لِيَذْكُرِ اسْمَ اللَّهِ عَلَى مَا رَزَقَهُمْ مِنْ بَهِيمَةِ الْأَنْعَامِ. Allah said to every people, every ummah, I have appointed for them rites of sacrifice, that they might celebrate or send glory to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what Allah has provided them. فَإِلَهُكُمْ, your Lord, your Creator, إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ, is only one God. فَلَهُ أَسْلِمُوا, only to Allah you must subdue and submit yourself. Do not surrender yourself to anyone but Allah. وَبَشِّرِ الْمُخْبِتِينَ, Allah said, give glad tidings to those who are humble. Humbleness, very important. Now Allah continues saying, الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ, and this is the definition of the person who is humble. The person who is humble, Allah described them here saying, الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ, these are the people when the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned to them, وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ, their heart is filled with fear. They fear Allah, become shaken out of the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, وَالصَّابِرِينَ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَهُمْ, the humble ones are those who are very patient with whatever affliction they face. Whatever trial they go through, they are patient. Allah said, وَالْمُقِيمِ الصَّلَاةِ, and they establish a regular prayer. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, these are the people who are very charitable. They spend, they give sadaqah, charity for the sake of Allah. Allah said, وَالْبُدْنَ جَعَلْنَاهَا لَكُمْ مِنْ شَعَائِرِ اللَّهِ, He said, the sacrificial camels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made them for you as amongst the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَكُمْ فِيهَا خَيْرٌ, you have good in them. فَاذْكُرِ اسْمَ اللَّهَ عَلَيْهَا سَوَافٍ, and also what do? You must pronounce the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over them as they line up for sacrifice. فَإِذَا وَجَبَتْ جُنُوبُهَا فَكُلُوا مِنْهَا وَأَطْعِمُوا الْقَانِعَ وَالْمُعْتَرِ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He said, after you've slaughtered them, you lay them down, you slaughter them, put them aside. After slaughtering, eat from it, and also as well feed those who are in need. Those who are in need, feed them. No? The Sheikh said he cannot put camel down to slaughter. He said, I never slaughter a camel. MashaAllah. You see that? So inshallah we're going to make sure you see the camel. You ready for that? Sheikh said if you put the camel down, it will fight you. It might even kill you, God forbid. May Allah save us from that. كَذَلِكَ سَخَّرَهَا لَكُمْ. Allah said this is how He has subdued those things to you. Subhanallah. He subdued those animals to you. Subhanallah. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so that you will be grateful. لَن يَنَالَ اللَّهَ لُحُومَهَا, the meat of that sacrifice you do does not reach Allah. And that gives me as well, a thought of what happening. Some people when they come to the masjid, I must say this, they said, can you pray for our sister who have passed away, or pray for my mom? If you don't call the name of that person, it's a trouble. They think it's the money that reach Allah. Subhanallah. Allah said, لَن يَنَالَ اللَّهَ لُحُومُهَا, the meat does not reach Allah. وَلَا دِمَاؤُهَا, not the blood. وَلَكِنْ يَنَالُهُ التَّقْوَى مِنْكُمْ, is your intention, the fear that you have of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah accepts. If you do it to please Allah, Allah will accept it. But if you want name, then you have no reward from Allah. كَذَلِكَ سَخَّرَهَا لَكُمْ. Allah said this is how He has subdued those ones to you. لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهِ, so that you may send glory to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, for that which He has guided you. لَعَلَّكُمْ وَبَشِّرِ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah said, give glad tidings to those who are good. They do righteous deeds, or they do good deeds, kind. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُدَافِعُ عَنِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Allah verily will defend those who believe from all evil. Subhanallah. Continuously. Yudafi', at all times, forever. Allah will defend anyone who believes in Him from all evil. Allah said, I will defend you from evil. May Allah defend all of us from evil until Yawm al-Qiyamah ya Kareem. Because inna Allah la yuhibbu kulla khawanin kafur. Because Allah does not like anyone who is unfaithful and someone who is ungrateful. Allah does not like it. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the nutshell meaning of the verses I have recited. Without much ado, I will go to our humble brother, Brother Zakaria, to tell us any updates that we may want to know about the Hajj, inshallah, because your passports are going to enter the embassy this week, inshallah. So I will pass the mic to him now.
Assalamu alaikum. At the moment, I don't think we have any news at all. The only problem we have is the rest of the passports which we haven't received, and the photographs which I discussed with SHEIK that we needed to complete all the 50 people that are traveling on 21st. So please, any of you who haven't submitted your passport or your details, please try and do that as quickly as you can. And that's it. I haven't got any much to say, unless you have any question regarding the traveling. I'm sorry, Alaj Garba is not here, but anything to do with the traveling from 21st right to Medina, if you have any question, you ask me, I will be able to tell you. Yes.
Okay, inshallah, at the end, you're going to have, the Sheikh always give you ample of time for you to ask any question you have pertaining to your journey or any spiritual aspects you need to know about your journey. So beautiful, subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you and all of us for the Sheikh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala ashrafil mursalin nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Well, alhamdulillah, first of all, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be among the living ones after this time. We are very fortunate. We are still alive. We can say astaghfirullah. We can say subhanallah. We can even dig the treasures of Al-Jannah. That is to say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. This is Kanzun min kunuz al-Jannah. It's a treasure of the treasures of Al-Jannah, to say that word. So you have this kind of opportunity that we can, mashallah, benefit from it before it is too late. Well, the verses that you have read in Surah Al-Hajj is telling us about the major things that you have to bear in mind as believers. First of all, you say when you go to Haram, don't do anything to disturb somebody. Don't go and fight with anybody or to quarrel with anyone or pushing someone, hurting somebody. No, don't go and do anything like that. Because it is a peaceful place. And you see how many people are going all around. But at the same time, you have to bear in mind that you have different people from different backgrounds who are coming there. Some of them, they have never traveled before. They just come from their village and then to the airport and then to Mecca. That is it. They don't know how to socialize with this and so on and so forth. They don't know anything about that one. Okay? So you have to have a lot of patience with those people who are in that kind of a position, inshallah ta'ala. But the most important thing Allah is telling us in terms of SHEIK. So when you go to that house, or you go for Hajj, before, during the Hajj, and even after Hajj, until you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Allah tushrika bi shay'a, that you should not make any partner, anything. It can be anything. Don't make it as a partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a believer, you have to make sure the salat and everything that you are doing, you do it only for the sake of Allah, without making any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said, وَطَهِّرُ بَيْتِيَ لِلطَّائِفِينَ. He said, purify my house with those who are coming to perform tawaf. It means when you go to Haram, you do not go and put rubbish and other things there. So you have both spiritually and physically. Spiritually, your heart, it has to be very sincere. Only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you are going to do your things. And physically, you do not put rubbish. Like you eat something and you can then you put it over there and you just go. Or you take cup, for example, and you drink Zamzam. When you finish, you throw it over that side. And some people were doing during Ramadan, which was very bad. When they have their water, they drink water to break their fast or whatever, and when they are going, they take some also with them. And when they are going, they drink. When they finish, what do they do? They throw them in the neighborhoods. You see these friends and so forth all over in the neighborhoods. Who are doing that? Muslims. It's very bad. Very, very, very bad. During Ramadan, you pass this side, you see people throwing all these things around that side. Why? Why you have to do that? It is not good for a believer to do that. Let alone to go to Haram, Mecca, and then surrounding it and so forth. You finish eating something, or you just throw it on the floor. Where you have bins. If you have seen something there and so forth, pick it up, water and so forth, put it in the bin. No, put it in the bin. Like last time when I went, and then there were so many things, rubbish and so forth. So I was picking them up and putting them in the bin. And all of a sudden, one lady came and said, Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. He said, oh, Sheikh, are you from Islam channel? I said, yes. She came from Australia. I said, oh, yes. She said, SubhanAllah. When they said, you're picking, I said, yes. I have to pick it up because when it is time for Salat and then have a lot of people coming, okay? So many people, they cannot see it, it's okay on the floor. Somebody can fall down, trip over it and so forth, and hurt himself or herself. Just because of the carelessness of one particular person. You hurt somebody for nothing. So, you have to purify that place. You have to make it very clean, and you have to make sure you do a lot of ruku and sujood. Pray a lot. Because Salat over there is not the raka'ats you get over that side, the reward you gain. It's not like here. A lot. Why is that you don't make that opportunity? Take that opportunity to do more. So that should in case. So this is something you have to bear in mind when you go to perform Hajj. Now, when Ibrahim alayhi salam was commanded to proclaim and to call people to perform Hajj, he said, oh Allah, my voice cannot reach anywhere. He said, you just proclaim, you just call, and you will convey it. And eventually, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, oh mankind, your Lord had prescribed Hajj upon you, therefore perform Hajj. And this statement, this message, it went all over the four corners of the world. And now, look at it, everywhere. People are going to perform Hajj from different parts of the world. Some countries, if you have never even heard their name before. Yes, isn't it? Yes. Some, because they are very tiny, small countries or islands, all of them, they come to perform Hajj, responding to this call. So you must also do that. And I said, لِيَشْهَدُوا مَنَافِعَ لَهُمْ. Ayah 28. So that they will come and witness the benefits for them. What's the benefit? The benefits of performing Hajj. The benefits of being with this gathering. Imagine when you are there and you think about yourself, you say, oh, subhanallah. Imagine Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah put all of us like that and said, all of you enter. He come to you, فَادْخُلُوا فِي عِبَادِي وَادْخُلُوا جَنَّةِ. All of you enter into this. Enter. All of you, go. Every one of you. It will be very beautiful, isn't it? And if you want to be among those guests, as soon as you make your intention and you put on your ihram, you become one of the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, as a guest, look at who is the host. Who is the host? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the best behavior, best that you have to exercise during that time, isn't it? If the Queen had invited you and you go there, you will not go and do all kinds of things and so forth, isn't it? You make sure you abide by the rules, disciplined person. And this is how you must do when you are going to perform your Hajj. Now, when you do all this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, you are going to do this fi ayyamin ma'lumat. Okay, ayah 28. That means specific days, known days that you are going to do this sacrifice. Okay, so if you put the day of the Eid, which is the 10th, with it, then you have 11, you have 12, you have 13 to make this kind of sacrifice. You make sacrifice. Okay, and this is something which is very good. Then after that, Allah has said, when you have finished all that, take your bath, put on your best clothes and so forth, and fulfill the vows that you have made, then go to the house of Allah. The Kaaba, make what? Make tawaf. The ancient house, the old house, the first house that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put for mankind to worship Him. Now somebody will say that, I will have a problem. He said, what problem you have? When you are performing the tawaf, you have males and females. All of them mixed together. Some of them, at times you, as a man, you are just behind what, a woman. Or a woman by man, behind a man, and so forth, or by the side. Everybody is touching one another. Everybody is touching one another. Okay? So, what should I do? Should I stop and go and make my wudu? Because if you make tawaf, without wudu it will not be possible. You have to have your wudu, isn't it? Okay? You have to be in the state of purification. And you say when your body touches a woman's body and so forth, it breaks your wudu. That's what Bruce said. Then you cannot finish your tawaf. Because you make a lot of wudu until the next day comes and you haven't finished. Because everywhere you pass, you will just, your body has to pass with one another. No, you don't need, there's no need for you. It doesn't break your wudu. It does not break your wudu, or it does not break your tawaf. So you have no problem. and so forth. Even if somebody is struggling and so forth, you can hold the hand of that person. The old people, for example, there isn't anything wrong about that. So bear that in mind. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us regarding this thing. He said, فَاجْتَنِبُوا الرِّجْسَ مِنَ الْأَوْثَانِ. So you must abstain from all kinds of abominations of idol worship. Abominations of idol worship can be anything. Okay? It can be, for example, if shopping become your main objective, it become idol for you. When it's time for salat, you have no time for that. You are just very busy shopping. Then that shopping becomes an idol for you. So Allah said, abstain from anything of that. And then he joined it with something. So وَاجْتَنِبُوا قَوْلَ الزُّورِ. And also abstain from false speeches, statements. Allah linked these two things together. The idol and the false speech. Is there anything significant about that?
Any connection at all? When someone uses ill speech, ill language, worshipping idol, an object, or anything that sweets to Allah with ill speech, ill language, is there any connection? Why did Allah mention that, and specifically about Hajj? We can see, Yes. Allah what? Okay. 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 There is a connection. My humble sister is trying to say, if one commits shirk, for example, as the Sheikh gave example, saying that take something as acts of ibadah, i.e. going to Mecca or Medina, and instead of doing your salah, during salah you are busy going to shop. And it means this is act of ibadah. So purposely you've taken this. So the sister is saying, during that time, this is when people, they say ill words, bad, speeches or talking about people. So because it's worldly things. So that's the connection she is saying. Yes, anyone? Brothers and sisters? Okay. Okay. Alright. My humble sister said he has a connection as well, because sometimes people making comments about another person, saying that one is tall, hey, that one is short, hey, that one is this, and then they forget about their own problem. Probably they are shorter than me. They say that one is short. And then they forget about their own problem. Probably they are shorter than me. They say that one is short. Right? Okay. Any connection at all?
MashaAllah. Yes, there's a greatest connection. And the connection is in terms of gravity of the sin. This is the connection. The gravity of the sins that the person commits when you make shirk. And then by saying false statements about someone, it means like slandering the person. So here Allah had put these two together to show you the gravity of the sins a person commits when you do this kind of an act. So when you go there, if you don't have something good to say about somebody, what should be the best thing for you? Because when you say the good things about that particular individual, it is said unto you, and what? The angel said unto you what? Huh? And you be the same. SubhanAllah. This is something that you should do. You know, the best thing to make dua, say something good during the absence of your brother or sister. Because you also get the same reward. SubhanAllah. So if you want to get something very quick, you want to get her smartphone or Zaka phone, whatever they call it, then said, oh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give Sheikh Mahmoud smartphone so he will become very smart.
And Allah will give you smart.
And then the angel said, and unto you be the same. And he will not know, subhanAllah. Once it agrees with that, maybe you yourself will not even have it. Somebody will bring it as a present for you. And you may be surprised. So I was really looking for this type of thing. But look, Allah got somebody to give it to me. So it is something you have to make sure you do not entertain it. And among the things here you have the tawaf. Tawaf that you have, because the first thing that you do for your Hajj, the first one, the act is the ihram that you put it on. Okay? Then your talbiyah, reaching and so forth. Then when you reach Mecca, you make your tawaf. And after the tawaf, you pray 2 rakats by Maqam Ibrahim. As I have told you before, Maqam Ibrahim before, it was multasaq bil bayt. It was attached to the house itself. But in the time of Umar ibn Khattab, because when you perform the 2 rakats, you perform it behind it. Okay? In the time of Umar ibn Khattab, radiallahu anhu, he said, why you should not make it go a little bit, so that it will not disturb people who are making the tawaf. Because sometimes people, they just, as they say, how can Ibrahim alayhi salam stand quiet over there while he was building this thing here? If you know, you can see there's a big gap, isn't it? Yeah. But before it was attached to it, it was the time of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu that he push it back so that people, it will be much more easier for people who are making tawaf to pass here, and those who are performing their salat, they will go behind it here to match it. But alhamdulillah, nowadays, alhamdulillah, it is very good. Now, so that is one. When you finish that, where do you go to? You go and make your sa'i, which is Safa and Marwa. Safa and Marwa. Why you have to do that? Is it something Allah has told us to do? Or it is because I want to run? Well, let's see what Allah has said in Quran chapter 2 verse 158. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 158. You have it?
Okay. Chapter 2, verse 1.
Page 63.
Oh, the page is 63. It's 158. The verse, the page here is page 63. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن
فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. Allah said, in Safa, He said, behold, Safa is a mountain, wal Marwa is another mountain, min sha'airillah, it is among the symbols or the rituals of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَمَنْ حَجَّ الْبَيْتِ, anyone who perform Hajj, أو اعتمر, or they go to perform Umrah, فَلَا جُنَاهَ عَلَيْهِ أَنْ يَطَوَّفَ بِهِمَا, there is no, sin or gravity or sin for them to go through Safa and Marwa. And then Allah said, وَمَنْ تَطَوَّعَ خَيْرًا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ, anyone who do more good deeds, tatawwa', sacrifice or charity more, Allah said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ, Allah is grateful and is the all-knowing.
MashaAllah. Well, when they said tatawwa', that means to do extra things and something like that. Don't think that when it's 7 rounds, you say, oh, then I'm very strong, I'm going to do 17. I'm going between Safa and Marwa 17 times. No. Okay? It means when you are performing this act of worship, okay, you can be quiet, no problem. You're going between Safa and Marwa, between the two mountains, and this, you can be quiet. There's no sin upon you. But the one who praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making zikr and so forth, that one is the best. So instead of talking and so forth to this one, make zikr. And if you don't have any zikr to make, or you don't have any dua, ad'iyah to make and so forth, say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Because this one is dua al-jami. It's comprehensive supplication for both this world and the hereafter. Okay. And preventing you from the punishment of the hellfire. These are the things, people, you need. Okay, so that one how to bear in mind. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this verse about Safa and Marwa, before Islam, they used to have their idols, 2 idols, on these 2 mountains that they used to worship. And make their sacrifices and so forth to them. But when they accepted Islam, and they were told to go between that, they felt so bad that how can I go to this? This is the place where you used to do such and such thing and so on and so forth. So they did not like to go and do it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, no, there is no sin. There is no sin upon you to go between the Safa and the Marwa, because it is among the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has given to you. So the best thing that you can do, your duty is only to obey what Allah has said. That is it. It is not how you feel that, oh, this one have to do it in this way or that way. No. It is not like that. But what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told you to do, that was what you're supposed to do. Now, among the things that you can know is you have to have a lot of patience. Okay? When you go there, have a lot of patience when you are performing this act of worship. Because whatever will happen to you, Allah had already written it. And the first and foremost thing you have to bear in mind, why did I leave my house to go to that place? It's only to worship Allah, to perform my Hajj, isn't it? That is so simple. So if I'm doing one act and it will take me 5 hours even to do it, what's the problem about it? Look at the greatest reward you gain when it is being accepted for you, the Hajj, at the end. What do you gain? You come out like the day you were born, as a baby. You don't have no sin at all. And the greatest reward of all this is where? Al-Jannah. So there is no reward for Hajj that had been accepted by Allah except Al-Jannah. So why is that you cannot have patience about that? When they said what? This smartphone S6 or S8, whatever, when they said it is coming, it was coming, subhanAllah. People were queuing before midnight. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. Before midnight, to be the first one to get it.
Smartphone.
Even in winter, they have that patience. Some people, they came from different parts, different places, just to queue in order to get that one. So many hours, just for what reasons? That's why I'm saying that this is very important. If somebody competes with you in your deen, in your akhirah, in the hereafter, compete with that person. Yes. But if the person wants to compete with you in this world, and so forth, leave it for that person. Leave it for that, because at the end of the day, he is going to leave it. But the one for the akhirah, it is going to be for you, isn't it? Yes. So this is what you have to bear in mind. Now the next aspect you have to bear in mind about the sacrifices that you make. If you are going to make any sacrifice, some people they say, oh, we did not get to eat from it, or this and so on and so forth. Well, if you want to do it, then you want to get some part of it to eat, to cook and so forth, you have that time, okay, no problem. You can do that. But as Allah had made it very clear to us, it is not the meat nor the blood of that animal that reaches Allah. What reaches Allah is your taqwa, your intention, your sincerity of doing it. That's the only thing that reaches Allah. So according to the hadith, the blood does not even touch the ground, and the reward has already been rated for you. The reward has already been rated, finished. So this is what I want you to do. Whenever, whatever thing you are going to do, do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And have patience also of doing it. And doing it also according to the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not what you see people doing, no. That's why we have given you the leaders who are well educated and well known about what you're supposed to do. Follow their instructions. If you do not know anything, ask them. Don't follow because this one is doing this, so I'm going to do it. No. Because there are so many ignorant people who did not know anything. As I was telling you, some people, they have never traveled before. They have never traveled before. So even when they are going, in Mecca, for example, in Haram, they have escalator. Okay? That takes you up, and some also brings you down. Some people, they stood there as if they want to put their leg, and then they come out. They put it, because they have never seen this thing before. I remember when this came from this place, what's called Egypt. these people, those women, this escalator, they are just standing there, anyhow, and this is good, and people behind them. But for them to get through, it was very difficult to put their hand, their legs over it. So all these things, it is something that you see other people. They've been doing that. Don't say that, oh, why did you come on? Get out from there, let him go. At least help that person. Give comfort. What do? We go and hold the hand and say, okay, we say, you hold this side and I hold it. And then let's put our legs, put it. And it's going, he's standing there. Until when you are coming to the end, say now you are coming to the end. Before that one, you have to jump a little bit so that it will not push you down. You give comfort to that particular person. But do not go and push. That, oh, this one is so, no, you're pushing that person down. All these things you have to bear in mind when you are in this particular place. So, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Inshallah, I think tomorrow, what I said tomorrow, next week, he may be having more about the bullet points,
Very important session.
which is very important. Each day of Hajj, what you are supposed to do, where you have to be, and what are you supposed to do, and so on and so forth before you dare to go. So at least you may have that kind of an idea when you are over there. And the leaders also, they will tell you, they will give you a preview or listen before the time that you go to whatever you have to do the next day. Okay? And they will be with you also to help you, inshallah ta'ala. So have that one in mind and have peace of mind. But there is one thing Allah has said, you should not do it. Say, wala jidal bil hajj. Don't become an argumentative person. And arguing with this one, no, it is not good. Okay? It tells you, oh, mashallah, this and so forth, let's complain. Don't argue too much and so forth until you make somebody become angry, upset. No, don't do that. Don't be the cause for someone to become upset. But be the cause for someone to become happy. Put a smile on somebody's face. You know, it's much more better than to put sorrow in the heart of that particular individual. So may Allah bless all of you. So, Islam.
MashaAllah. Takbir. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Inna al-hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Is it again?
Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika lak.
I can hear you. Don't worry, the Plasas is ready. Let's say it once more again.
Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika lak labbaik. Inna al-hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak.
MashaAllah, my dear brothers and sisters, this is what inshallah you'll be saying weeks, you'll be saying it days, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easier for all of you and all of us, inshallah ya Kareem. May Allah reward the Sheikh for this beautiful brief of lessons learned. He has taught us today, inshallah. Without much ado, before I give you the opportunity, inshallah, to ask whatever question you may have, bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, please do feel free to ask. And before I go to Sheikh Mahmoud to tell us briefly a few things we need to take on board today, inshallah, and then I will give you the opportunity to ask your questions. I must make a few things clear to you and myself. That the Sheikh mentioned that whatever we are doing it to please Allah. This is the message again and again we will be reminding one another. Whether you are here, you left your house to come here to benefit, to earn the reward of Allah. That's the most important thing. So when you are leaving your home, you leave the airport to go to perform Umrah and Hajj, you are going to do it to please Allah, not to be called Hajjah and Haji. Very important. And Sheikh mentioned about Tawheed. Please do not copy others, the Sheikh said. Don't go, people are going there, they're rubbing this one, rubbing their skin everywhere, as if that's their protection. No. Do as you are told. And inshallah, every session, every act you want to do, we will have a session gathering. We like you, inshallah, to tell you what to do, what not to do, and things you must abstain from. Because any tiny mistake, that you're going to do, which, you are not aware of, for example, things that will commit shirk, God forbid, it's going to cause atrocity for you. May Allah save us from that. And also the Sheikh talks about patience. Patience. Believe me, from the airport here, and even from here to go to the airport, you have to be patient. They are waiting for the queue for you to pass, you have to be patient. And you go to the airport, you're going to take 2, 3, 4 hours waiting for them to make you pass. Alhamdulillah, you're coming from London, probably they make you go quickly. You have to be patient. And in your hotel, you have to be patient. And you're doing your tawaf, you're not going by yourself. They will push you. Like this. They have to push you. You have to be patient. And if you don't have lots of patience juice you drink here before you go, when khalas, you're going to run out of them. And when you run out of patience, problem. So the Sheikh mentioned that. And the Sheikh repeatedly said, Allah said, Wala jidal. He ended up with that saying, do not argue. Why? Of course, it's not a problem to ask why in a good faith. If you want to know, why do we do this? But why to create arguments? Then realize that any fitna that falls, you are the one that initiated it. So you're going to have share of everyone's. May Allah save us from that. And then the Sheikh talked about something very important, to make sure we clean the masjid. The masjid must be clean, or our places. Anyone who puts, dirt or anything that is not allowed, you put it in a masjid, you are committing a big, big, big sin. So please, let's always have this in mind, that we are doing it to please Allah, only Allah alone. Without much ado, I will go to the Sheikh Mahmoud, to say a few words, inshallah, and then thereafter we'll give you the opportunity to ask your question. Further, Sheikh.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على من بعث رحمة للعالمين سيد الأولين والآخرين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We praise Allah, we thank Him, we ask Him for guidance, we ask Him for protection. We ask the Almighty Allah to shower His blessing on our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, companions, and all of us until the day of resurrection. I'm going to mention 2 points. Inshallah, hopefully, there will be a reminder to myself and to my brothers and my sisters. The first point that you need to remember, that you have been selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not by your effort, is Allah selected you to be the Hujjaj of 2017, 1438 Hijri. So you are a group of Hujjaj, and your starting point is the North Brixton Islamic Cultural Center. That is your micro gathering first. This is the small gathering you've started. And then you will move on to join your brothers and sisters around the world in the city of Medina, which will be the first place will be, inshallah, wherein so many things has to happen there, especially going to the Rawda. Going to the Rawda is something that everybody would like to be in there. And it's going to take people sometime waking up at 2 o'clock in the night to go straight there so that they can get into the Rauda and pray their 2 rakahs. And sometimes it causes some havoc. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, through my experience, I've been there many, many times. And some people go and they queue up, others rush and they block the entrance sometimes. Sometimes they open another point where you need to run to that particular point to be able to get in. And some people are inside, they don't want to even leave. The police will be telling them go out and they don't want to leave, they want to stay longer as they can. Now, Sheikh was telling you about patient, that here, patient actually kicked in properly. Do you love for your brother what you love for yourself? That is going to be another problem again. Because the Prophet ﷺ told you and me in a clear hadith, La yu'minu ahadukum. None of you will become truthful believers. Hatta yuhibba li akhihi, until you love for your brother and your sister, ma yuhibbu li nafsi, what you love for yourself. Are you willing sometimes to allow that old lady to go in front of you and then go into the Rauda and then you be patient for that particular day? Are you willing to allow that weak individual as a brother for him to go in, even though they are behind you, you allow them to be in and you be patient for that particular day? Or you not? Because you paid the money and you've traveled very far, is something that you need to think about. That's the first point I needed to remind my brothers and my sisters. So you are macro from NBICC. All of you here are brothers and sisters looking after one another, going together as a group, caring about one another. And then you go and meet another international group in Medina. There you will not be separated according to continents. You will be all together, moving into the haram at the same time. Women are separated from men. So even if you are with your wife, when you come to the entrance, goodbye, you go that way, I'm going that way. We'll meet again, and hopefully when I call you, please pick up my phone. If not, we'll meet in the hotel. That's the reality. Then you move on to Makkah. Makkah, that's where the global is. You go into the haram, everybody goes in together. Do tawaf together. You can hold on your wife if you're with your wife hand, and then you do the tawaf together. And you are with your group, you're looking after them. Sometimes there might be some split because there's so many crowd. But whoever you are with, you should be looking after them, especially if you have the ability and you have the communication means. Look after them until you finish, and there will be a point where you will be meeting. Inshallah, they'll tell you all that. Now if you move on from there, is when you are going to be put into continents. And that's when you go to Mina. The European camp, you will be put separately. Europe, Australia, New Zealand, the US, all of you will be in a separate camp. They call it, what? VIP tents. Very important personalities. Why did they give you the VIP tent and they give the Africans the less ones? Why? Because maybe you pay more money and you have more mouth to shout. You have more argumentative points. You have too much lawyers who want to make money out of people. Yeah? So they give you that VIP tent, and they give you also a mutawif. Somebody who is in charge of that particular camp you are in. There's a number on the camp. And they give you the food on time. Warm one. They look after the sofa beds. They look after everything that you need in that particular tent that you are in.
Air conditioned.
Air conditioned. Toilets, problem. Queue, you can queue in for half an hour, sometimes even an hour before you get into a toilet. Cubicles. But what? You are in luxury. Because if you manage to go to the Asian camps, or you go to the African camps, and you say, Alhamdulillah, I am in Ni'mah. People are eating and throwing some food, and you go to the African camps, there's no food. Luxury. You stay there, boy, I tell you one thing, there's another disadvantage for you. when you're going for the Jamaat, you have to walk a long distance because we are right at the end of Mina. We are in the border between Mina and Muzdalifah. That's where they put the Europeans. And I'm really happy with that. Because in other words, they're telling you Europeans, you're too lazy, you're only on your cars driving. Now you need to do some work here. While the Africans, they need to work every day, morning and evening. They have to go to their farms, do all the work. So therefore, I think it was a smart thing that they put us at that end point. But it is, you will get lots of reward because you are walking under that hot burning sun. And then when you get into the tunnel, you say, Alhamdulillah. And now there's a shade a little bit, and there's some fans blowing, but dust is coming up. And then we walk through that, and we go and through our Jamarat and come back to the camp. So sometimes it takes about an hour and a half, sometimes it can go up to 2 hours. So the reason why I'm telling you this, now you're with the European camp there, so you are part of that global, that section there, also be helpful. Be kind to other people, especially in the toilet. Some people can come while they're desperate, they have a problem in their system. And you don't have the problem just because you have queued for too long, you don't want to allow them in and it causes them problem. So we should be willing to be helpful there also. And I think I've taken too much. I can see Sheikh Yusuf is looking at me, but I will try to stop here. And my final advice, which is a very important one, is what always they tell us. What is a wadu? فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. Always have that luggage with you. Not the clothes you have in your bag, not the tablets. Because the best of your provision that you will take with you to Hajj is God consciousness. Everything you do, you remember Allah is watching you. You remember, I am here for a purpose and I don't want to destroy that particular purpose. Sheikh said, if you have to top it up. Now. So therefore you have to top it up. If I reach there, I ask the Almighty Allah to take you in your group, working together, loving one another for the sake of Allah, over there, and performing the Hajj the way Allah has asked you and the way the Prophet ﷺ has told you. خُذُوا أَنِّي مَنَاسِكَكُمْ. Take from me your rituals of Hajj. And that's why you have the shuyukh with you. They're going to tell you, this is the way the Prophet ﷺ did it. And we want to do it that way. And you come back when you are really happy. You've been blessed. And I guarantee you that you've been blessed because other companies don't have that. They have only people who are making money. Yes, they have no knowledge about Hajj. They are business people. I know SHEIK people who are running Hajj tours. And I know Christian people who are running Hajj tours. It's a business. They just find one Muslim around who can collect the people and they send you. They're not going to go, but they are in charge of everything. So Alhamdulillah, you've been blessed that you are with a mosque. We ask the Almighty Allah to give us that strength to fulfill for you what you wanted to fulfill, and may Allah accept it from all of us. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Takbir. 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 Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. Once more. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the humble Sheikh.
Amen.
You know, he was saying, Sheikh Yusuf is looking at me, I have to stop now. No, because he wanted to stop. Because we just want him to continue. You know, may Allah reward him. He's a humble Sheikh we love so much for the sake of Allah. We love him. Very dedicated, humble Sheikh. A Sheikh that has contributed a lot to this community and always in position to give, you know, according to his capability. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him and grant him al-Jannah. The Sheikh mentioned a few things, very important. I need to mention to you as well, is the Rawda. He mentioned something about Rawda, where you're going to stand for 1 or 2 hours, maybe wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. Alhamdulillah, that one, after the first visit, the other one is yours. You can go there 1 o'clock night in the morning, or when you can go there. What he mentioned about, sometimes they will push you there, they open, they close there, they open there. And now, actually, I don't know if that's going to be the same system during Hajj, because they change their system at any time they want to. Now, they've divided it into 2. So the women can go there at all times, but they are organized as well for women. We'll have a sister as well, lady, who will help you as well, to take you, to show you. And we have, of course, the brothers were there, alhamdulillah. And you can go, but you have 3, Sheikh mentioned to you, 3 boundaries. You're gonna wait here for half an hour probably. Before they open the next stage, you wait for half an hour. Before they open, maybe an hour and a half, you are standing there just to go and pray 2 rakah. But it's worth everything. Because the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that anyone who prays, you know, there you are prayed where? They call it Rawda, because it's from where? Al-Jannah. Subhanallah. As if you are sitting in Al-Jannah. And the reward, any dua you ask, mashallah, don't forget to pray for Sheikh Mahmoud. Of course, all of us anyway, inshallah. You see? Very important. So that's why some people, they want to stay. So now what they give you 5 minutes. During Umrah, they will give you 15 minutes. And they're going to cut it down. So within that time, you have prayed your sunnah and make your dua. Yeah? You don't have any dua, Rabbana atina fi dunya hasana wa fil akhirah hasana wa qina adabana, khalas. Jami', yalla, go. You have to go. You have to go. Be reasonable. So the Sheikh mentioned that. That's very important. And the Sheikh mentioned something which we always have to have, that slogan. We are family. We are going as family. We cannot afford to leave anyone behind. We help one another. Those, our mothers, your sister, hold them, help them, because you're going to get the same reward as them. If you help someone doing tawaf, the same reward they get, that's what you're going to get. We are family. We're not going to leave anyone behind, inshallah. That's our motto. We're going, inshallah, as Muslims, believers, and we have the luggage the Sheikh have just mentioned, taqwa Allah, inshallah, and we are family. We leave no one behind. And something as well the Sheikh mentioned, that we might split while we are doing some process, not in Medina, per se, especially Mecca. So what we advise as well, people here, please have your phones. Those normal phones, you can buy them £20, £15, £10, you get them. Yeah, this, not a smart one. If you want the smart one, no problem. It makes you smart. Yeah, Nokia. £15, £20, get them now. And that one should be open. When you go there in Medina, when we reach, you buy your SIM card. And we'll make a list. You have to give me your numbers and distribute your number. If we don't see you this time, for example, maybe you go behind there, you miss your way. Yeah, we call you. Especially time for dinner. Hey, some people, if you don't see them for dinner, call them because you come, Sheikh, and you don't get dinner. And I can't bring dinner for you. So please, that's what you need to get now. So you buy your SIM card, you put it in. And let your family, everyone knows that, inshallah, you are in the Holy Land. Bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? Not when you're doing tawaf, as Sheikh was saying, you're going tawaf. Look, oh, I'm doing tawaf now, showing them. That's not what you're going for. Yeah? May Allah make it easier. And then finally, before you ask questions, the next 2 sessions are very important. Very important. Everyone, inshallah, will try everyone to be here. Some people, they, you know, apologize not to be here today because of 2 of them unwell. May Allah give them shifa. And others, very important or valid reason for them not to be here. But all the Hujjaj, inshallah, will be here next week and the week after. Next week, as Sheikh said to you, we'll do the presentation. You're going to see everything, inshallah. Bullet points. Then Sheikh will give you bullet points. Do's and don'ts. You must know them. And then you have those ones. And then the week after is summary brief of everything and distribution of the passports, inshallah. So you have your passports, you will be sleeping for the whole week. All you need to do, like my mom, be calling their children, I'm traveling home. Telling goodbye, 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 inshallah. Yeah? You see, she's not sleeping day and night, just for that to leave the hotel. May Allah make it easier, inshallah. Now, inshallah, the Hajj booklets will be available as well, inshallah, to you, and some recommendation of reading, inshallah. Yeah? May Allah make it easier. So, any question, comments? You're traveling at night, what time?
We are traveling at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah, at night, 10 p.m. But you have to be there. Yeah? You have to be there early. It's better to be there. If you are there at 7, they will check you in. But make sure you are there before 10 o'clock because the flight leave at 10. So you have 3
hours.
3 hours before the.
You must be there.
Please. It's
We
very
want to see
important.
everyone. We're gonna gather. Be there 6 o'clock. Yes.
We have to get
Because we have to get everyone. We have to sit there, the sheikhs, everyone. We have to talk to you, make dua. We see everyone. We make sure all of us are there before we move in, inshallah.
Because there are traffic on the way, so earlier you move, the better.
to make sure that
In the evening it's always difficult because of the traffic.
Yeah,
exactly. And don't forget East Terminal 4. Anyway, we will distribute all the tickets.
Yeah, the tickets.
Inshallah, as Sherry said, by the 12th of August. Inshallah.
the week after, inshallah.
Or even the ticket, if it's possible, maybe next week.
Next week we'll give you a ticket, inshallah.
Alright, that's good. When you're going to depart? Anyone? Yes.
I just want to ask a question regarding what Sheikh BOADI said
Okay.
regarding the tawaf and what he said regarding the wudu as well. Does it mean that when you're doing the tawaf, you should always have your wudu? In case if you spoil your wudu,
Okay, what's
what
to
you have to do? Whether you have to go and do your wudu and then start your tawaf again or continue while you stop?
stop? MashaAllah. Beautiful question. This is a beautiful, beautiful question. A very good question. The sister is asking concerning the wudu while you're doing tawaf, going around the Kaaba. How many times do we go around the Kaaba? 7 or 14?
7.
You sure?
Yeah.
It is a yes. MashaAllah, it's 7 actually. I want to make sure you know it. It's 7 times. Yeah? And you will know inshallah next week where to start. Yeah? And where to stop or finish. Now they said the question is, I'm calling your brother. Let me ask the question first. They said, if you're making tawaf and during the tawaf you break your wudu, yeah, then you decide to go and do your wudu again, do you have to start all over again, or you continue from where you stopped?
Hey, we'll go shake at the back. The sheikhs, hey, yeah. Who is the sheikh at the back? We'll give you the mic. Who is that?
Okay, Sheikh is asking me to answer the question, and when I make mistake, he'll correct me. Don't worry. Inshallah. That's why I always like, if he's around, I don't worry to answer questions because he's going to be helping me out. Inshallah. The wudu is a condition of the tawaf. It's just like the condition for your prayer. Yes. If your wudu is broken, then it means you have to stop straight away your tawaf. Now, what happens after that? Let's say my wudu break on my second south, the second round, yeah? And then on the second round, then my wudu break there. Where did it break? Is it at the end of the second round, or is it in the middle of the second round, or near to the end? Yeah? As long as it break during the second round and the second round hasn't finished, it means I only have one south done. So I will go and do wudu. I've done one south, then I will come and do the second south, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and the fifth one, and the seventh one. That, wallahu ta'ala a'lam. If there's any mistake, remember it's from me. When the Sheikh is here, he can correct me if there's any mistake on that.
MashaAllah. It's very beautiful. So, if, as he had said, if you know where you made, for example, your wudu broke, if this is the house, and you are going around, which part are you go here, isn't it?
Do you go that side? You go the other side.
The house on your right or on your left?
Clockwise.
Is the house on your right or on your left?
Clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yes.
Clockwise. See, it is the problem.
I love that. That's a good one.
Anti-clockwise.
So the house should be on your left hand side. It should always be on your left.
Yes.
Go around like that.
Yeah.
Because the earth moves where? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Cameraman.
It's very, very interesting.
Very interesting. I have defined it.
So it goes anti-clockwise. So you're going to make your tawaf also in the same way. So in case when you're making the tawaf, you started from this point. This is where you have your what? The black stone. That's where you start. And it's very, very simple. Now they have a green this in light that makes you to see it. It's very simple. You will see it, inshallah. If you start from here, then you reach this side, then you came at the back here. And while you were here, okay, you broke your wudu. If you know the point where you broke your wudu, then when you come back, you start from there, you continue from there. If you do not know, because you were so desperate, so did not know which part it was, whether it was here or there, then you start from here, back again. So, but you still, as he has said, if you have got the first one, but the second one or the third one, whichever, that your wudu broke, then you know that you have already got the first one. But the second one, I didn't finish it. And at the same time, I don't know which part. Yeah, my wudu broke. So in that case, you have to start with the second one from the beginning and so forth. Now, I'm going around, and sometimes I'm making dua, or sometimes people, they become so excited, they're looking at so many things. You know, because, subhanAllah, the haram, beautiful things and so on and so forth, until they forgot how many rounds they have gone.
Especially when it's tiring.
Is it 3 or 4? What should I do? Oh, let me go and start again. No, you don't start again. You build it according to this. Is it 3? I said, I did 3. Oh, I did 4. So the 3 is something that you are sure about it. The 4th one is where you are disputing based upon the lesser one. If it's a 3 or 4, say I did 3, and then go. Continue to do, the rest. Likewise, when you are making the sa'i between Safa and Marwa, if in case you have doubt how many I have, 3 or 4, then it is 3, and then you do the rest of it, inshallah. No.
Inshallah, question?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready to answer your question, please. I was laughing. No, I was laughing.
Oh, he was laughing?
Yeah.
So 1 hour he'd be laughing. Inshallah.
No.
Yeah.
Where is from right to left?
Okay, that's how they...
That is from east to west, when facing north.
Okay. No, I love it. From right to left, from east to west when facing north.
This one needs a class. Don't worry, we're not going there. It's a session. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, any question, please? Okay, I'm coming to you, Habibi, please. Let me just give priority to the whole church. I'm coming, please. Yeah? Now.
Just regarding this Safa and Marwa, I never heard about that. So I just want to like to
We're coming to that, inshallah. You will know about Safa and Marwa. The session is coming, inshallah. Yes?
I learned in school when people are going around the Kaaba, they say, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. What's it called?
What is it called? Or what the meaning?
And that,
Okay. Now the young man said he learned at school the talbiyah that people going around the Kaaba and they say Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, going around the Kaaba. So he wants to know what is it called. In other words, what's the meaning?
He said Sheikh Mahmoud.
Very good, young man. That's a very good question. I wonder whether you learned that in RE or in what subject?
in RE.
RE, okay, that's good. What did they tell you about it, generally? Let me just learn from you first before I explain.
They say that's what Muslims say when they go around the Kaaba.
When they're going around the Kaaba?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. First of all, that particular teaching is wrong. It's not when you are going around the Kaaba, you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to say that when you are going for Hajj or Umrah, obviously, especially Hajj. And when you see the Kaaba, you need to stop it. And then you enter, and you make your dua for entering inside the Kaaba, and then you go around the Kaaba 7 times. And as a person who is performing Hajj, you will always be saying that until the day of Eid. On the day of Eid, you're going to stop. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. What does that mean? It's saying, here I am, or I am answering to your call, O Allah. I am answering to your call. Yes? And then you're saying, labbaik la sharika laka. I have answered to your call without associating partner with you. So in other words, I'm not coming here to worship anything other than you, Allah. Yes? لبيك اللهم لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد, indeed all the praise, إن الحمد والنعمة, and all the blessings, yes, لك, it belongs to you, Allah. والملك, and the kinship, لا شريك لك, will never associate partner with you. Yeah, that's what it means. So in other words, it's just the statement of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. So for us as Muslims, whatever we do, we need to make sure that we don't associate partner with Allah with the things we are doing, especially in the ibadats. Yes? Because if we do associate partner with Allah, Allah said in the Quran clearly, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَنْ يُشْرَكَ بِهِ. Indeed, Allah will never forgive whoever associate partner with Him. وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ, and He forgive all the things that you do for whomever He wishes to forgive. So in other words, if you die in a state of shirk, there is no chance to go to Jannah. If you die, you have committed all the sins, it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. It's up to Him not to forgive you. Yeah. The Prophet ﷺ said, as SHEIK has reminded me, whoever dies and he has an associate partner with Allah, he goes to Jannah. He enters Jannah.
Yes, brother, at the back.
Yeah, mine is just a quick one with regards to pocket money.
Pocket money.
Yeah, is it advisable to have dollars instead of riyals?
If it's advisable to have dollars instead of pounds, mashallah. Or real. Okay.
Okay.
I always advise people not to bother about changing their money here, because you don't need to buy anything here. And our first port of call is Medina. You don't need anything in Medina at the airport. From Medina, we go to the hotel. Around the hotel, there are bureau de change, where you can change your money without any problem. So I always advise people, don't worry to change your money here. Wait till you get to Medina. Even you can change all your money in Medina, because the rate is always very good in Medina.
I mean, spending
money.
Yeah, whether it's advisable to spend dollars instead of changing your pounds into riyal to spend.
No, whatever you have, if you have your pound, take your pound
He's saying, is it better to change the pound to dollars now because of the rates, or you use the pounds?
I can advise that, sir.
What I mean is that if you have dollars, is it advisable to just take it straight into
the
shops?
Yeah. You don't need to change pounds.
Yeah. You don't need to change pounds.
And you don't need to change it to Riyadh.
Yeah. When you go there, you change it, inshallah.
No, why is that? What his question is, when he got his dollars, when he get to Saudi there, he has to change it to get the local currency to use it.
Definitely.
Change it or using the normal dollar.
No, you can't use dollar there. You can, except some places, some shops, but those ones no. No.
That's
okay. No. You change it. Don't worry. Yes.
Most of our time will be dedicated to supplication and worship.
Course, inshallah.
Certain things that we often forgo, which is very simple. It doesn't require to be in a state of wudu or I'm referring to saying salawat and the Sheikh, can you give us a brief summary, importance of this?
Okay, the brother is saying there are some required things, certain rituals you have to do or things that we need to do. Sometimes it doesn't require wudu, in the state of wudu, for example. And then you say like praying for the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad, etc. So the brother wants the Sheikh to elaborate on that. So to urge people always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because most of our times we are more engaged in ibadah and dhikr. That's ibadah. Anything to say to that?
Well, as far as as you have said, anybody, as far as the zikr is concerned, or making dua, making supplications, you don't need wudu to do it. Okay? And as I have said before, a menstruating woman, she can do all the rituals of Hajj. If before she started, she sees her monthly cycle, for example, she can still make her intention, everything, put on her ihram, and go to Hajj. So the only thing that she cannot do is to make the tawaf, because tawaf, as Sheikh had said, the Prophet had said, when you are in the tawaf, you are as if you are in salat. You are performing salat. Only that you are allowed to speak. Look, he said, only that you are allowed to speak, and therefore, whenever you must say something good. Say something good. But do not go and say something as Sheikh Yusuf has said. But do not go and say something as Sheikh Yusuf has said. Oh, mashallah, this one she's so tall, or she's so dark, or she said this. No. You don't say anything. Say something good. That is it. Alright? So you can make a lot of zikr, no problem. Inshallah.
Alright, any question? Alright, it looks like everyone is ready to go for Hajj. MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from all of us. We are coming to the end of the session for today, inshallah, and do not go until you eat our delicious food.
Since you don't have any question, the most important thing of all the acts of worship and everything, when Professor Salman was saying, what's the best deed a person can do? He said, As-salatu, to perform salat at its appointed time. It means time is very important. That's what I want to tell you. Time is very important. Whenever you are doing anything, and they said this and so forth, be on time. Be on time. It is very good. Okay? Because the barakah is always in that. The earlier you get, the better reward you gain. For example, like when you are coming for Salat al-Jumu'ah, the person who comes in the first hour, what do you gain? What kind of reward do you gain? Huh? Camel. MashaAllah. And then the one who comes the second hour after. Cow. And the one who comes after. Sheep. And the one who comes after. Huh? What do you call chicken? And then the one who comes after. Egg. And the one who comes after the egg. Okay. By that time they have closed, the angel has closed the book.
Close the book and it's gone away.
They have closed the book and listened to the khutbah, the angels. And we human beings, when the khutbah is going on, we are talking.
Yeah.
Some people are even eating. Some people are sharing
sweets.
Some are texting.
Some people are even texting
On the mobile.
on the mobile. The angels who have been appointed to come and record this and that, as soon as the imam comes with the minbar and says Assalamu alaikum, they close it. The book. And they are listening to the khutbah. The angels. And we human beings, we are very busy doing something else. You don't want to hear what the imam is even saying. It is something very bad, isn't it? So when you come to the Jumu'ah, for example, and the khutbah is going on, don't talk, don't share sweets and so on. So why are you going to share sweets for somebody? If you want to share, take the person outside and share it over there.
So you do your khutbah there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just this point that you raised just now concerning the menstruating women.
Okay.
You have to do the tawaf.
Mm-hmm.
Once is the condition for that, then after, does she have to make up or?
Okay. The Sheikh is asking just to verify this point. The menstruation woman, the one who is in a menses, that they are allowed to do everything except what? Tawaf. So now the brother is asking, what about after that? Does she have to make up for the tawaf she did not do? And what does she have to do?
Love this.
Don't worry, next week you need to answer more questions. Yeah.
All right, I think Sheikh will elaborate on that next week, hopefully. I'll just give you a gist of it. Generally, what you need to know that if the Tawaf al-Ifada is a pillar, the Tawaf of Hajj is a pillar of Hajj. So you have to do it. And obviously, if you are doing Umrah, also the Tawaf is part of the pillar of that particular Umrah. So what you have to know that your mens will not continue until the Hajj finish. Hopefully. Hopefully, you will have a day that you will come and do your Tawaf when the mens finishes. Okay? But let's say for a reason or the other, then it continue until Hajj finish and your flight is there now, you have to come. Okay? The scholars of Islam actually allowed you under that circumstances to tighten yourself and do your Tawaf al-Ifada before you come back to your country. Yeah, under that particular circumstances. If it happens for your Tawaf al-Ifada, that is the Tawaf for Hajj. Yeah? Not for the other Tawafs, like Tawaf al-Wada, mean goodbye Tawaf. If the mens is there, it's not compulsory you have to do it. You don't need to do it. You can just look at the Kaaba and then say your goodbye, inshallah, make your supplication and your dua, and then you go. You don't have to make the Tawaf. Well, Sheikh will elaborate on that, but this is the basic thing that the scholars have touched on. I hope that is beneficial. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Okay, we coming to the end of the session today, but please, before you go, and I think you're gonna remind me what we need to discuss about before you leave, right? The first one is what? Passports, documents. We need them tonight, right? Inshallah. And after that, what next? Huh? Photos come with passports. That's not what I want to hear. Money. Oh, I love that. Fulus. Please. L'argent. If you don't have l'argent, you don't have money, please just stay inside the masjid, call them. You can give me your card, you give me the PIN number. That's no problem. As long as you give me money today, that's fine, inshallah.
be happy, keep smiling. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from all of us. So we come to the end of the session now. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika.